Hi y'all, welcome back to AstroMotivation. My name is JupiterJames, where I awaken the astrologer within you and aim to give you a little motivation and inspiration per your unique placement within your birth chart. You know, I really do feel that before a time of iPhones and iPads and technology, we were a people and a culture and a society that were better able to look up at the stars and understand exactly what the universe wanted from us. And it is with that knowledge and with that language that we were able to decipher our birth charts and understand exactly where our dreams were. And so if that sounds good to you, let's get into it. Today we're going to get into Neptune in the ninth house. Now Neptune in the ninth house is going to give me someone who is on a quest for truth of spirituality and the higher realms of God and the divine. You know, this could also be someone who probably studied drama or art in high school and in college, you know. But before we go ahead and really dive deep into that very mystical, very philosophical placement, let's go ahead and dissect the placement into twos. That way we are able to do more with the information we've been given in different areas of our life, and we're not just confined to Neptune in the ninth house, okay? So with Neptune in the birth chart, Neptune in the birth chart is always going to show me where the spiritual fortitude and the spiritual faculties of the person is found. You know, this is going to be where this person experiences what we deem as God or the universe or a higher power, okay? And I have a better story for you to explain what I mean. Is that I have a friend in LA who calls me up from time to time, and you know, she's on the dating scene and she's looking for her next partner or the next person that she wants to settle down with. And she was on a date with this guy and she was telling me how, you know, she really feels that she likes the guy, but he's not spiritual enough for her. And I was like, no, like pump the brakes. It's not about if they're spiritual, because we are all spiritual. But with most people, what it is that you have to know where the person sees spirit or experiences God or experiences a higher force in their life. You know, some people experiences God or the universe when they're out on a hike. You know, some people experience God when they're running. Some people experience God in the universe and magic when they are cooking for their family. Some people experience God when they are at the gym or working out or doing well in their career. It's all about finding that area in a person's life where they may experience these things that we deem as spirituality and God, because not everyone is going to be all-encompassing spiritual. You know, not everyone has that or has achieved that level of, hey, I'm a spiritual person. I know it takes for some people to, you got to pinpoint it for some and for most, to be honest, and that is kind of intentional. But yeah, that's what Neptune is going to signify. It's going to signify for me, it's going to show me where in the person's life do they experience what we deem as God and what we describe as a higher power or a higher force working in their life. This is also going to show me where this person will kind of be confused about these things and where they can't quite ground that area in their life, you know, where that thing is just out of the scope, just out of the reach of the person, to where they leave it up to the universe to handle it. They go, you know what, love is too hard for me. If they have maybe Neptune in the seventh house or something like that, they go, oh, you know what, love is too hard for me. I'll let the universe, or I'll let whatever is handling those things handle it. You see, that's what Neptune is. And then when those things are granted, that person goes, wow, you know what, I gave up, I surrendered, I had faith in that area because I just didn't have the power to do it. And now when it is granted to me, they are saying, oh wow, that must have been divinely given to me from something bigger than me. You see, that is what Neptune is, okay? So the ninth house is ruled by Sagittarius, and it is ruled by Jupiter, okay? They say that this is the house of luck. This is also the house of your travels, your world travels. This is the house of your father. This is also the house of college, okay? So now, no matter what planet, no matter what sign your respective ninth house may be, because that is different for everyone depending on what your rising sign is, know that the default out of the packaging birth chart is always going to have an underlining layer, and that is going to be ruled by Sagittarius and Jupiter ruling the ninth house, okay? Now, what happens when we take Neptune and we throw it into the ninth house, okay? This is going to give me someone who probably had a very spiritual, religious father. Their father or their first guru growing up was probably very into church, or you probably found yourself going with someone growing up to church very early on. You probably really grew up in a very spiritual household or a very artistic household, a household of your father probably trying to foster your either religious faculties or your artistic faculties, or both. So that is gonna signify that with the father. The father is probably gonna be very spiritual, very woo-woo, and probably very confusing to you. You're probably gonna have a very confusing relationship with your father. Sometimes you're just not gonna understand who your father is exactly, or what is really his deal, right? It's gonna be very much the energy, but you're gonna have a very, I will say that you will have a very blessed father, okay? And with this placement, you will probably be far away from the father, okay? But with this is you will be divinely blessed in this life, and you will call that luck and you will see it as lucky. But with Neptune, an already a higher power, divinely given planet that is already full of the divine and full of magic, being put in a house that is of God, of higher knowledge, of philosophy, you will be blessed in this life, very much so. You probably believe in miracles. You have probably witnessed miracles. You have probably seen things in your life that you go, wow, you know what, that is nothing but God. Now, when I say God in this video, I want you to insert whatever you believe in this life, whether that be the universe, whether that be a higher power, whether that be Buddha, whether that be whatever. When I say God, just know that I'm talking about the universe, okay? I want that to be clear, okay? But, or whatever you believe in, but it's gonna be, you know what I mean, spirituality, God, the universe, they're all interchangeable, all right? So know that when I'm saying that in this video, that's what I mean. But with this placement, you're going to be blessed by God and the universe, very much so. You're going to be very lucky. You are going to always be in the nick of time, or always in the right place at the right time. And you are also going to be on a quest to search for the truth and the knowledge of what this life is all about and the higher meaning of it. You're not going to take science's word for it. You want to know the magical properties of it. You're probably going to be really into hermeticism. You're going to be really into esoteric knowledge. You're going to be really looking for your next guru, or that next person that can really teach you what this is all about. You probably have dreams and visions and hopes and dreams of going away to India to an ashram, or communing with monks. You know, you probably have had those dreams like, you know what, I want to just give everything away and I just want to become a monk. Like, I want to go to the mountains and just become a monk and read all the secret books about all what life is about. You know, that is what you are going to be. And you are also going to have a creative streak as well. I would say that in college, you probably learned theology. You were probably really fascinated by theology because you have such a vast imagination. You are also going to be someone that is highly creative. So you probably also really liked musical theater growing up, or you really studied that. Drama, acting, film, and television. Singing is something that you probably learned about in school or were interested in school. Painting, art class, these things really come out to me. Like, I would say that you in school probably had all F's on your report card, but when it came to like English and when it came to acting or art, you got flying colors, right? Like, but everything else, all your grades were like suck, and your parents would go, but you're excelling in English and you're excelling in, you know, you're excelling in musical theater and play production and art. What's that about? Like, and that's just because you're like, look, I'm gifted in that area, right? I don't know what it is, but for some reason my brain turns on when I am learning about these things that require a higher mind to understand it. Like, you were really fascinated in English class when Shakespeare came about, or when you were talking about philosophical things. That is what really makes you tick. And so you're gonna be very much like that. If this sounds like you, can you let me know in the comments below? Did you have a father that was probably very creative and or very spiritual, and you grew up in a spiritual household or a creative household, and sometimes your relationship with your father can be very confusing? Maybe you guys just don't really talk. Are you also someone that in college you really wanted to study something involving theology or philosophy and art and musical theater and acting and film? Is that you? Let me know. And while you're at it, let me know the sign that your Neptune in the 9th house may be in, because then I can write back to you what you could be experiencing with that specific placement, okay? This is a very general video, so there's no way that everything is gonna land for everyone out in the world. But what I do know with this placement is that you're gonna be really in search of the magic of this life. You are really going to be blessed in this life as well, and you're going to be one of the few people in this life that experiences miracles, because you're going to be, your faith is going to be very strong, and your imagination is going to be very high. And I don't want you to sacrifice that or give that up, okay? But you're going to be very intuitive, very psychic. You are also going to have very creative ideas. Astral travel, psychedelics could be very good for you. You grow when you travel. You get very philosophical, and you see God when you travel. Like you going away to Hawaii and seeing the way things are run in places like Hawaii, or anywhere you go, really, you're gonna be like, wow, that's God. Like you are gonna be like that. You're just gonna be very, very spiritual and very like, you're just gonna be there, all right? Like if that sounds like you, let me know. But a lot of your wisdom is gonna be channeled as well. You're gonna have like channeled wisdom. You're gonna get these downloads and these like insights, maybe your dreams. When you go to sleep, that's when you really get these you're gonna be smart, but it's gonna be like divine wisdom, if that makes sense. You could have an old soul, because you can have an old soul. An old soul for me signifies someone that is well beyond their years, not because they are book smart or because they go to school. You can be an old soul and be 2 years old and you've never gone to school a day in your life. And that is significations of someone that has an old soul, because that soul has been through many lives and has gained spiritual wisdom. You see, so you can be an old soul. You can be someone that is smart because you've been divinely carried through life after life after life, and that is spirituality in itself. So you could be that. But yeah, you could also have a lot of faith in humanity. You could get along with different walks of life and different cultures of life. You can really understand that common thread within everyone. And try not to fall into a cult. Try not to be swindled. Try not to follow people who say they have something for you when really they probably just want something out of you, because you could be very susceptible to that. Try not to allow your idealistic view of life to get you in trouble, okay? Still keep your feet on the ground, still have faith, still search for that truth in life, because it will only bring you to great things and grant miracles in your life, because you will be blessed. But also be wary and be cognizant that people prey on spiritual people too. Just because you're spiritual doesn't mean you are separated from people getting a cash grab out of you or wanting to do nefarious things to you, with you, or from you because you're spiritual. In every area of life we have frauds. In every area of life we have people who are fraudulent or stealers or people who lie, okay? So be very careful of that. Be very careful of people who want to put a veil over your face, okay? But I really do hope that you gained some wisdom and some clarity with this placement. I really had a great time kind of dissecting this for you. But if you have a different placement within your birth chart that you would like for me to cover, let me know in the comments below, and I will be sure to put that as a part of my queue of a video that I will put out for you, okay? But until the next video, I will see y'all on the next video. Continue to stay magical, continue to have faith, and I will see you on the next one. Have a great day. Bye.